Michael Wolff has granted an exclusive interview to the Today Show, and in that interview, he clarifies sections of his book that I think is pretty relevant to some of the discussions happening throughout the country. Now, in this next video, he talks about and elaborates this notion that people around Trump in the White House do not think he is competent for the job. Take a look.
According to your reporting, everyone around the president, senior advisors, family members, every single one of them questions his intelligence and fitness for office.
Let me put a marker in the sand here. 100% of the people around him. Jared
Kushner, his son-in-law, Ivanka Trump, question his fitness for office?
Every time and I want to be careful about who I spoke to, because the nature of this kind of book is you kind of grant everyone a veil. But having said that, certainly Jared and Ivanka, in their current situation, which is in a deep legal quagmire, are putting everything on the president. Not us, it's him.
Oh, see, that's to me more important than who thinks he's an idiot. I believe that if it's not 100%, it's 95%.
I can't imagine Hope Hicks being asked that question, saying she thinks the president's an idiot because she has been stalwart in her,
That's right. I'd be surprised by that too. Eric and Donald Trump Jr. are not in the White House, but I'm sure that they would defend their dad. And on the other hand, they're not the paragons of intelligence. So
I'd be curious to hear what Sarah Huckabee Sanders said when asked, if asked.
But look, it doesn't matter if it's 100%, 95% or 85%. There's overwhelming quotes, none of which are refuted, that they all think that he's an idiot. Okay, that's easy. To me, the more relevant part of that clip was Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump apparently believe they're in deep legal trouble and are saying, it's not us, man, it's him, it's not us. Now, if his own beloved daughter and son-in-law are saying that, that means he's in a world of trouble. We don't realize the depths of his legal trouble.
Or we don't realize how not beloved they are, because some of the remarks that he made about Jared and even his own daughter were not fully flattering and fully on board in the excerpts that I read.
And in the book, when the first stories about the book came out, I based on some of the reporting in the book, I said, it would not be totally stunning at this point if Kushner flips on him. And he goes, well, I'm gonna get the hell out of Dodge, man. This is, I don't want to go to prison. Remember, Jared Kushner's dad did go to prison, and so probably not fond of the idea. So could he? And remember, Donald Trump's a maniac, so it makes it a little easier, even if you're a son-in-law, to go, I mean, look, I can't help the guy. The guy's crazy. Yeah. So yeah, it's him. I didn't do the deal with Russia. He did it. So we'll find out. But that's very interesting and one to put a marker on, as Wolff would say.
So let's hear a little more from Wolff.
I will tell you the one description that everyone gave, everyone has in common. They all say he is like a child. And what they mean by that is he has a need for immediate gratification. It's all about him.
So I feel like, look, that's not surprising to me.
We didn't learn that from Michael Wolff.
We didn't learn that from Michael Wolff. Obviously publicly with their names revealed, they're not gonna come out and say these things about Trump. But the people that are working in his administration right now are still people. They're not blinded by their political ideology. They're very well aware of who Trump is because he acts the way he acts very publicly, where we all see it.
That goes to what this book does. Everybody says, you can pick it apart, but basically, it's the sort of the affirmation of so many things that we have believed about Trump, as witnessed and as sort of confirmed to this writer. It's helpful because of that, because it's not just me who thinks this guy is this.
Yes.
It's everyone in his sphere every day.
Because look, honestly, before this, I'm hyper aware of my own bubble or my own biases, and I don't ever want that to get in the way of doing fair coverage, fair commentary of any given topic. So sometimes, when I would be critical of Trump, I would think about it, I'm like, am I criticizing him because I disagree on policy or political ideology, or am I fairly criticizing him because he's acting like a crazy person? And this, this feedback that we're now getting from members of the White House makes me feel, or allows me to rest assured that it's not about political ideology. Look, I disagree with Republicans and conservatives on a wide range of topics, but I at least can have a civil conversation with them or a civil debate with them and debate the ideas. With Trump, it's a completely different animal. It's how disrespectful he is, how childlike he is, the need for instant gratification, the need for attention, the need to be the need to constantly have his ego stroked. Like, all those issues are what stand out to me with Trump. And
temper tantrums.
Yes.
And so look, I give you a good counterexample. Mitch McConnell, can't stand him. Totally corrupt, works for his donors. I've got nothing but bad things to say about Mitch McConnell, but nobody thinks he's a child. He's a grown up, he's an adult. Nobody thinks he's stupid. No, he's a perfectly bright guy. In my opinion, he's a bad guy. And I don't agree with any of his policies. But nobody calls him a child or stupid. That's just not the case. So it's just that is what Trump is. And look, now I'm going to get a tiny bit absurd here. I'd like a little bit of credit for being among the first to point out all these things. In the book, they talk about money laundering. I mean, how long have I been saying that the real problem with Trump is not the collusion during the elections, it's the money laundering with the Russians? For how long have I been saying the number one word I used was child, man-child, child, and it turns out, putting aside the absurdity of giving me credit, I don't know who's giving me credit. It is a little
absurd,
right? The important part is what Michael said, which is that so it's not our perspective that led us to conclude that he's a child. It's everyone around him. Also, it's not like they watched the Young Turks and they're like, I think Cenk's got to figure it out. They're like, no, it's super obvious. The guy's a man-child. And I guess the reason that I point out the thing that I've been saying all along is because it drives me crazy when, and I get why they do it, but when mainstream media tells us sometimes the emperor has clothes on, I'm like, no, we don't have to pretend that he's not childlike. Of course he's childlike, of course he is. You can see it with your own eyes, and they did that with Bush versus Gore in that election back when I was a Republican. I'm like, one guy is clearly dumber than the other. Why won't they say it? And in the case of Trump, he's broken all of Bush's records. If you become a member of the Young Turks, you'll be saying,
I'm like a smart person.
So do it right now, tytnetwork.com/join. Get the whole Young Turks show every day.